So on the issue of healthcare, Trump completely imploded. Now, Kamala's position is, of course, let's expand Obamacare even more. Let's cover a few more million people. Let's do some more subsidies on that front. Now, understand, that's a moderate perspective. That's a centrist perspective. That's not even really a liberal perspective. Certainly not a leftist perspective. The leftist perspective is universal healthcare, single-payer Medicare for all. The liberal perspective is public option. The centrist perspective would be, let's keep Obamacare, but just expand some coverage. So that's Kamala's take on healthcare. I wish she would go further, but this is what she's landed on. And Trump, look, he had a wide open lane here, right? His wide open lane is, back in 2016, Trump said in a 60 Minutes interview, all Americans are going to get healthcare under me, and the government's going to pay for it. That's what he said in 2016. Now, he lied. He didn't do that. In fact, he tried to do the exact opposite and take healthcare away from a lot of people, but he at least knew that he needed to use populist rhetoric back in 2016 to promise Americans, I'm going to do stuff for you, so you should vote for me. Now that's gone. So one of the things he did in the healthcare portion is he attacked Kamala as if she supports universal healthcare. He was like, do you believe this? She wants to give everybody healthcare. It's going to be long wait lines. It's going to be terrible. So in other words, going to her right on this issue and self-imploding. But I saved the best part for you here. So at one point, I don't know if it's in this video that you're about to see, but Trump goes on this long babbling rant about how he saved Obamacare. Bro, he tried to repeal Obamacare repeatedly. It was John McCain who saved the day and walked down on the floor and put his thumb down to vote against the repeal of Obama. What is he talking about? You saved Obamacare. What the fuck are you talking about? But it gets better. When asked more directly, okay, so what's your plan? Kamala's plan is to expand Obamacare. Got it. What's your plan, Mr. Trump? Watch this.
I had a choice to make. Do I save it and make it as good as it can be, or do I let it rot? And I saved it. I did the right thing. But it's still never going to be great, and it's too expensive for people. And what we will do is we're looking at different plans. If we can come up with a plan that's going to cost our people, our population, less money and be better health care than Obamacare, then I would absolutely do it. But until then, I'd run it as good as it can be run.
So just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan?
I have concepts of a plan.
This one took off online, bro. Everybody was roasting him over this one. I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. Okay, but you're running. You're running for president. And you were president. I don't have a plan. I have concepts of a plan. Here's Trump giving that answer, right? I don't have a plan. I have concepts of a plan. I'm not president right now. If only you were president, and if only you were running for president, maybe you would have a plan. Guys, all right, I have to point this out, because you guys know what the Mandela effect is, right? Everybody collectively having a false memory about something. It's called the Mandela effect because, like, the majority of people seemingly believe that Nelson Mandela died in the 1990s. He didn't, right? Another Mandela effect thing is a Sinbad Genie movie called Shazam that came out in the 1990s. I'm mentioning this, and you might think, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that movie. That was my reaction too. Oh, I remember seeing Shazam. Turns out it doesn't exist. There was a Genie movie with Shaq called Kazam, but for some reason, all of us have this collective memory of a Genie movie with Sinbad that's called Shazam. And it didn't happen. It's crazy. And this has been, the Mandela effect is real. One of the Mandela effect things that I'm convinced people have is Trump never released a healthcare plan. That's actually not true. And I remember because I covered it, and I'm knee deep in all this stuff, as you guys know. But in 2017, Trump and the Republicans did release a healthcare plan. It was called, the way people referred to it was Trump Care, right? And I think the actual name was like the American Healthcare Act or something like banal like that. Here's the thing, though. That healthcare bill had a 17% approval rating. People hated it. So Trump Care was basically, we're going to repeal and replace Obamacare, totally scrap Obamacare, repeal and replace it. And what are they replacing it with? Well, one of the things is we're going to remove the state lines. We're going to remove the lines around the states and allow people to buy insurance across state lines, as if that's any sort of solution that'll lower the price. It wouldn't lower the price. It just makes it so that health insurance companies can go to like a corporate tax haven state like Delaware and pay lower taxes. That would be the end result of that. But the other thing it did is got rid of protections for pre-existing conditions. Got rid of protection for pre-existing conditions. Funny enough, he was going around promoting Trump Care and saying, we're going to protect your pre-existing conditions. We're going to protect it. But then if you read the bill, in the bill, they got rid of the protections for pre-existing conditions. Bro, that is satanic right there. So he did have a bill, and it polled at 17%. The other aspect, it was just like tax credits or some shit. It was nothing but a giveaway to the health insurance companies. Even worse than Obamacare was a giveaway to the health insurance companies. Just total far-right garbage plan. So Trump did have a healthcare plan, but it polled at 17%, and everybody fucking hated it. So I don't know why people still have this notion of Trump never released a healthcare plan. I think it's because there were moments where he was like, we're going to release the plan in 2 weeks. And then he never fucking released a plan for a long time. But they did do it one time where they tried to get Trump Care through. They couldn't get it through. And it polled at 17%. And of course, John McCain was able to, be the last vote to save Obamacare from being overturned. So he's horrible on this. He's fucking horrible. In 2016, when he said, I'm going to give everybody healthcare and the government's going to pay for it, that was the last flash of any sort of economic populism in this bloated cretin. Now that's all gone. That's all gone. He's pivoting to the right of Kamala and Joe Biden on every single issue, and he couldn't make it more clear. And when asked about a healthcare plan, look, like I said, Kamala's plan is not my favorite. Just expanding Obamacare is not great. At the very least, I'd want a public option. Really, I want single-payer Medicare for all. But what she's saying is going to cover millions more people, right? What he's saying is dick. Nothing. It's nothing. I have concepts of a plan. Concepts. Okay, yeah, bring back your plan that polled at 17%. Let me know how that goes for you. It's going to be an absolute disaster. By the way, under his plan, of course, it would actually have raised prices. In his healthcare reform, which is supposed to lower prices, it would raise prices. This is who we're dealing with here. Just, again, the mask ripped off of him in this debate. He was totally unprepared. He doesn't even think about policy. The only thing he brings up is how much he hates immigrants every 17 seconds. That's all he's got. He's a boiling ball of resentment and seething hatred. And that's why the entire thing is me. Everybody's unfair to me and fuck immigrants. That's all he's got. And when he's actually asked to pontificate on something like healthcare, it's, I have concepts of a plan. Sure you do. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.